I said it once and I'll say it again. I'm sick of Pat Riley, man. It's just that simple. I'm so sick of Pat Riley. Every time he opens his mouth, I feel sick to my stomach. Some of you Miami Heat fan glazers just drive me crazy. I'm a Miami Heat fan, but my God, if I listen to Pat Riley speak anymore, I'm going to be sick. That's just what it comes down to. Every time this man opens his mouth, he finds a way to say something stupid. And I'm being real about it. I'm so tired of it. It's exhausting, my friends. Like y'all may love this man until the day until forever and a day, but there's a time and there's a day where your expiration comes to fruition. And his time and day has come already. He has been expired as a legitimate good management of a team, good general manager, president, whatever. He expired like 3 years ago. Man hasn't made a move worth of dog doo doo since he got Jimmy Butler 5 years ago, 6 years ago, whatever it was. Since that day, he hasn't gotten this man anything. He didn't get him a damn thing. And here he goes again, running his good old mouth, letting us know, oh my God, how he has nothing to apologize for. No, you do, Pat. You do. And I'm going to tell you why you have something to apologize for, Pat Riley. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Full Court Press, Rudy's Rant. Talk facts over feelings. These are some facts for you, Pat Riley. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. You don't agree with me? Let me know why you don't agree with me. But make sure it's more than he's the Godfather. I want more than that. If that's all you got, you can keep your comment to yourself. If you got a real comment, a real thing to say, you can tell me about what Pat Riley has done over the past 5 years. The answer outside of Jimmy Butler is absolutely nothing. And yet, here he goes again. He has to talk. He has to talk because God Almighty, Pat Riley sure loves Pat Riley. Why Pat Riley's even being interviewed at this point, I don't know. Oh, yeah, it's because he's the guy that's in charge of the day to day, general management of this franchise that has gotten not a single decent player in the free agency market over the last 5 years. Maybe that's what it is. Jimmy Butler brought this team to the finals in his first year in Miami. You must have forgot. And he did it with a bunch of babies like Bam at the time, who was a baby, and Hero, who was a rookie, and a bunch of G League castoffs. He took him to the finals. And if it wasn't for the fact that Goran Dragic got hurt in game one, I believe as a Heat homer that Miami would have won that series. They won 2 games without having a point guard because Jimmy Butler is that dude, or he was that dude that year. Oh, yeah, he was that dude a few years after that as well. The man had 2 triple doubles in that series that gave got Miami both of the wins that they got in that series. Yeah, the next year they struggled. And then there were all the promises that Pat Riley made about how he was going to get Jimmy Butler some help. Except the help never came. He could never orchestrate a real deal that would bring in Kevin Durant, that would bring in, even at one point, Bradley Beal, then Dame Lillard. Now, mind you, I'm not a Bradley Beal fan, but that was a deal that was in discussion for quite some time. I mean, for Christ's sakes, they had Tyler Hero on the trading block for, I don't know, 3 seasons, 3 years of having Tyler Hero on the trading block. And yet, all of a sudden, Tyler Hero becomes the second coming of Christ, and he's the guy that's going to save the franchise and be the man, right? He's going to be the man. That's what you were. That's just absolutely preposterous. It's preposterous. But you were trying to trade his ass for 3 years. And now all of a sudden you're ready to give him a $200 million contract for the third option on most teams. I like Tyler Hero as a third option. You want to know what you're going to get with Tyler Hero as your best player? Nothing. That's what. You're going to get exactly what you got this year. a trash can team. And yeah, you might respond, say, "Oh, well, the Miami Heat were an 8 seed with Jimmy Butler." Yeah, you know what? And they were also a 1 seed. You forgot that, right? You forgot that, right? They were the 1 seed and lost in the Eastern Conference Finals to Boston in Game 7. If you don't remember, you must have forgot. They were a 1 seed. They weren't always an 8 seed. Yes, they had injuries. And you know what? Jimmy Butler's wasn't the only one. They had Kyle Lowry missing tons of games. Tyler Hero missed tons of games. You must have forgot that one too, right? You must have forgot. You paid Duncan Robinson $90 million, and then for 2 years wouldn't play the guy to the point where he lost all value on the trade market. And then all of a sudden, again, he's all of a sudden a player again in the playoffs 2 years ago, or whatever, 3 years ago, whatever. When Miami went to the finals the last time, 3 seasons ago, when Jimmy Butler dragged their asses to the finals versus Denver as an 8 seed and beat Milwaukee and beat Boston and beat everybody. Y'all must have forgot. He must have forgot. And this is the problem that Pat Riley has always had. He always forgets what the players who play for his franchise have done for him and his career. He acts like he's the player when he's nothing more than the guy who selected them, when he's the guy who was the coach. Notice he never won in New York, choked his ass off in New York. Even in the seasons where they had a chance to get it done, what happened? They lost to the Rockets. What happened, Pat? Then he comes to Miami, gets his ass busted up by fucking Michael Jordan all the time. All the time. You think I don't remember Pat Riley? I'm a Heat fan. I've known Pat Riley since the 80s, bro. Y'all Miami Heat fans that only know him as a Miami Heat executive, y'all don't know about Pat Riley. He didn't win with bums. That man won championships in LA with Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and James Worthy on his roster. And then he won a championship when he fired Stan Van Gundy and wins it with Shaq and Dwayne Wade. He never won a championship with a roster like the one that they currently have constructed. He never got close. In fact, he quit when it got tough. He quit. You remember, he quit when he was like 66. No shit, younger than that. He's 80 years old now. '06? That makes him, what, 61 at the time? And 2 years later, he's out the door and hands the keys over to Spoelstra because he got tired of getting his ass kicked. So he retired at like 63. There's coaches that are coaching at 63. Hey, I'm not mad at you. You want to retire? Go right ahead. But don't sit here and act like you've done something so damn special. You brought the big three and then you lost them. And then you lost them because your attitude, your ego lost them. So what's this man saying now about Jimmy Butler? He addresses the media today. Why he's doing that again? His annual end of season. Can you imagine Riley's annual end of season news conference? The Miami Heat got dusted by Cleveland. I wish they had just lost the first playing game and ended the misery. But no, they had to go win over Chicago and then Atlanta and then make us watch 4 more games of ass whippings. They got their ass beat worse than any team in the history of basketball in a 4-game sweep. They got beat by what, 60 flipping points in one game? It was brutal. 50 points, whatever the hell it was. I lost track. Today he says, there's no doubt that what happened with Jimmy had a tremendous impact on our team. There's no doubt about it. So the buck stops with me. No shit. I'll take that hit if you want. No shit. Yeah, it does stop with you. You're the reason he didn't get paid. You're the one that insulted him publicly. You're the one that never apologizes to anybody. Which is why every time you got a good thing, it falls apart. because they all want to leave at some point. Why? Because of you. You're the common thread in all these guys leaving. You've always been that common thread. Then he says, so here we go. It was at the same game, it was at the same Riley news conference a year ago where some might say things between the Heat and Butler truly began eroding. Butler was injured and could not play in Miami's first round loss to Boston. As if that was his fault. It wasn't his fault he got injured and got rolled under by whatever that dude's name was. I forgot what the hell his name was. Pretty boy with the big fro. I forget what his damn name was, but it wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault. He got rolled. His knee got rolled, bro. Like, what are you talking about? So he doesn't play. He then made an off the cuff remark at a Formula One race in South Florida a few days later that if he'd been able to play, that he could have beaten the Celtics or the Knicks. What's he supposed to say? Oh, if I played, we couldn't win? Jimmy Butler's a confident dude. He did it before. He literally did it before. He literally did it the year before. Took him to the finals. Why should he not believe that he can do it again? And then part of the thing, he was injured that year too, when Josh Hart stomped on his ankle. Y'all act like Jimmy Butler just walks around trying to get hurt. He plays a real rugged style of basketball, but he's also had some unlucky stuff happen to him. He didn't just roll his ankle on his own. He didn't just randomly pop his Achilles or pop an ACL. It's been other players involved in these. These have been collision injuries. Look at what happened this year already with Golden State. The man gets blasted and dropped on his back and missed the game in the first round. He landed square on his tailbone, couldn't walk. Like, that wasn't not his fault. He didn't undercut himself. Yeah, I'm a Jimmy Butler fan. And yeah, Jimmy Butler got ownership in some of his behavior too. Acts a little bit of a baby as well. But he doesn't make the decisions on offering extensions. But then he says all this, and Riley didn't like the comment and indicated as much at this end of the year event. It seems straight from there. The Heat declined to offer Butler a 2-year, $113 million extension. Yeah. And that's what ended the deal. That's it. Jimmy Butler bases respect on his money. And the fact that Pat Riley can't read the room tells you all you need to know. He can't read the room. People don't care about your stupid rings, Pat. People care about a paycheck. The man reads respect as a paycheck. If you're not going to pay him, he don't want to be here. That's what it is. You also promised him players every year. You didn't deliver. So you didn't deliver your job, and then you didn't want to pay him for his job. Damn, that's something else right there. So you don't deliver on your job. He don't pay him on his job. Why should he want to stick around? I wouldn't want to stick around. I'm a Heat fan. It's bothersome to people. So Butler gets suspended, lost his joy of playing. Because again, that's how he bases his worth, on his paycheck. And it says they had no choice but to trade him away. No, they had a choice. They absolutely had a choice. They could have found a way to make it work. They chose not to. I don't care what's been revealed to the public that Jimmy Butler was stubborn and all that shit. If they had offered Jimmy Butler his money and gone back to what the offense used to look like, running through him as he is the best player on the team, and not all of a sudden saying we're going to run through Tyler Hero, the guy that you tried to trade for 3 years. How ridiculous does that look? But they trade him for a bunch of spare parts. And here Riley says in his press conference, I am not going to apologize for saying no on a contract extension where we didn't have to. Riley said, and I don't think I should. Well, fuck you, Pat Riley. Jimmy Butler's still playing, you dumb ass. You dumbass. He's still playing. He's had a major role in Golden State's resurgence. And whether they win or not is irrelevant at this point because Steph Curry is now injured and will miss games until probably game 5. If Jimmy Butler can pull off a Jimmy Butler and be playoff Jimmy in games 3 and 4 in Golden State, and even if he can't, the fact that they got there because of his presence. Look at what their record was since he's been there. Like it's like 26-8. What was the Heat's record after he left? Garbage. There was one point where they lost 10 straight games. This team couldn't hold a fourth quarter lead to save its life. Guess who would have been the one closing the deal? Jimmy Butler. And you're going to sit here and say you don't have to apologize? You don't think you should? Well, that's on you. And that's why people don't want to play here. Because nobody wants to play with fucking Fidel Castro running his organization. Yeah, you're goddamn right. I'm Cuban. He comes across like a communist fucking dictator. Be real, folks. He's a dictator. Miami Heat fans, he is a dictator. And that's how he treats people. Like he's better than them. That comment alone, I don't think I should. No, you know what you should be doing? You should be admitting that you were wrong. You should be admitting you were wrong. Because Jimmy Butler just turned an entire franchise around that was under 500 and not going to make the playoffs. And he shows up and they get to the 7th seed with a 48-34 record. And yeah, they're the play-in. And guess what? He had 38 in that play-in game. But also keep this in mind, Pat Riley. Remember this fact. Remember this. Remember it. Remember it. Remember it. All you had to do was say sorry. All you had to do was say sorry and give this man a paycheck. You're losing fans. People don't want tickets to Heat games. They may be sold out, but people don't want tickets. I canceled mine. I'm not paying $11,000 to go watch that garbage. Keeping it real. You don't get my money for free. You get my money with a product. It doesn't make me less of a fan. I've invested probably close to $100,000 in Miami Heat basketball over the last 7 years. And this is the bullshit you want to put on the court and look at me in my face and tell me you don't owe him an apology. You know who you owe an apology to? The fans. The fans who have paid money for tickets. The fans who have supported this franchise while you haven't delivered a player to help that guy for 3 years. That's on you. So you don't think you need to apologize to Jimmy? Well, you need to apologize to us. But you're too good for us too. And Riley says it's over. I wish him well. Good luck to him. And I hope deep down in his heart somewhere he wishes us well too. Wow, you're such a victim. You whiny little woman. God damn. That is the most victim-like bullshit I've ever heard. I hope in his heart he wishes us well too. What the hell? What kind of garbage is that? But now Pat Riley's not standing on status quo. I think we have to make changes. There's no doubt there has to be some change. You're damn right there needs to be some change. There needed to be change last year, you dumbass. Yes, dumbass. You're so competitive that you traded your best player away for Andrew Wiggins and whatever the other guy, the big slow. And then you got Davion Mitchell, a backup point guard, who you're running as a starter because you have no point guard. Brother, you blew it. You owe your fans an apology, even if you don't think you owe one to Jimmy Butler. Because the fans are the ones that are paying for this. Because guess what? Golden State paid Jimmy Butler. And he's found his joy to play basketball again. Because it's always been about money for Jimmy Butler. But you were too slow and stupid to read the room, no matter how many rings you toss on the table. That's all I got. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I want to hear what you think. This is Full Court Press Rudy's Rant. Come on now.